FatGirlFlow channel, and today we have my beautiful partner Jay.
It's me.
On the channel.
Hi everyone.
Because we haven't done a Ask Us Question about our relationship video in a very long time. So I asked everyone what they wanted to talk about over on Instagram, and they told us. We might divide this into 2 parts. Also, we had a ton of questions. We had a lot of questions regarding my divorce, and so I just want to gauge y'all's interest. Would you like a video where I personally just talk about divorce and maybe invite Jay in for a couple questions regarding them, but otherwise just like kind of talk openly and you guys have a chance to ask completely about the divorce? We are filming this in like prime time dog wild time of our house, Tank Petty, and they are like playing a lot, so we'll see how this goes. This is Jay. If you haven't met Jay before, Jay uses they them pronouns and is non-binary.
Yeah.
And is my partner forever and ever.
Wow.
Wow. I usually only pick like maybe 10 to 15 of these questions to answer, but I am going to try to answer as many as possible. Like I said, we might divide this into 2 parts, so we're just going to be as thorough as we possibly can, and if this is incredibly long, then I hope you like that kind of thing.
Because that's what you're in for.
Because that's what's gonna happen. Overwhelmingly, the question we got asked the most was, do you fight? Do you argue? You guys seem so happy. Or do you ever have issues?
I find that so funny that there are people out there that think that there are couples that don't argue or have disagreements or fight.
Right. We fight every day.
Yes, we fight.
I would not fight. I mean, we don't fight, but we are always working through some shit. Always.
I wouldn't say every day though.
I know you wouldn't, honey.
I think there's a difference between conflict, arguments, discussions, arguments.
You can't put that finger out?
No, and I couldn't grab it either. I think there's just a difference, and there's always going to be conflict in relationships. So yes, we are always working on stuff, and some stuff we've gotten really great at. I think what we've gotten great at is how to effectively argue.
One of the things that's really important to me is like when something comes up, when I am uncomfortable, I need to talk about it. It is important to me that in the moment we can talk about whatever's going on. That is not something that Jay was used to. Jay used to have like a big reaction to us getting in like small spats, and it used to really feel like we ruined the whole day if we had any kind of disagreement or anything, whereas I'm the kind of person who like, okay, let's get this out of the way and let's move on, you know, like let's have it out and then let's have the rest of our day and move on from it, you know. And Jay was not like that at all. And so we would spend, I mean, I think towards the beginning of our relationship we spent literal whole days working through things, because we were just at like a communication impasse where we could not like figure out what it was that the other one needed or wanted or whatever.
Yeah.
And now we fight very effectively.
Like 2 hours top.
I wouldn't even say 2 hours. If we get over an hour of arguing, it's like a big deal.
We've also started saying the phrase, I think the last time we argued, we said the phrase like, do we want to keep going around in circles about this? How are we feeling? I think a good like check-in.
Yeah.
It's good too.
Because a lot of times what happens is you get in an argument for a reason, and then once you're in the argument, it's more like your ego is arguing.
About totally different things.
Yeah, and like I know I can fucking go on forever. So we really have to be like, okay, are we just gonna like, can we stop now? We feel okay? We feel good about this?
What's something that surprised you about the other person once you moved in together? I think I learned about you how much you don't really like clothes that much. Like you don't wear much of anything in the day-to-day. You have a lot of clothing because it's your job.
She's so annoyed. She's like, I can't believe you came home from work and you are hanging out with mama instead of playing with me.
I know, I'm sorry, Tunes. Okay,
Drama queen.
I would say a bad one maybe would be like how you come into any room kind of like a tornado. Like at the end of the day, when you see like sitcoms where the character's supposed to be funny by just like walking in and like throwing everything on the floor and laying on the couch, like that's exactly Carissa.
That is for sure me. And my dad used to call me a slug because when I got home, I would literally leave a trail to wherever I was. Yeah, like my shoes, my pants, my shirt, my backpack, it was always just like a trail of things to wherever I landed.
That's so funny.
That's accurate.
It's very accurate.
Yeah. One thing that surprised me about you was that you didn't cook. It's not that you didn't cook, you tried to cook.
Right.
You were like interested in cooking always, but you didn't know how, like at all.
Right.
Like you didn't know how to use a mixer, like very...
Mixers are for rich people.
I also realized that...
What?
That you like to have everything where you can see it. Jay does not believe in a closet, doesn't believe in a fucking cabinet, doesn't believe in anything where you can put your mess away. Jay wants to see all of their belongings.
All of my things.
All of their things. Jay's like hell-bent on having all of their things right where they can see them.
It's not, okay, that is true. And I like things on my surfaces. I have a really hard time leaving surfaces clean.
And what do I like?
Clean surfaces.
Yeah.
Minimalism, really.
I would like there to not be a single thing on our kitchen counter, not an appliance, not a loaf of bread.
But I want to see all the things that we own that I can use.
I hate it. It's terrible. Early on, how often did you email each other or spend quality time together? We never emailed.
Have I ever emailed you before? Well, we were distant.
Right.
At first.
For about a month.
It was like a couple months.
Yeah.
So we talked every day, right?
Yeah.
And we video, FaceTimed.
Yeah.
Text.
Yes. Text all day, every day. Jay had a 9 to 5 when we met, but I was running a blog, so I had plenty of time to fucking chat. And Jay just kind of blew off their job and moved to Kansas. So another one is, what are y'all's love languages?
Oh, okay. And we decided that this means which is what I like, how I like to receive love, right? Okay.
Jay's is words of affirmation or quality time.
Yep.
And
then Carissa's is acts of service.
Which, if you know anything about love languages, acts of service has to be like the most fucking annoying one. Baby, get down. Go on. Acts of service is the most fucking annoying love language because I really need people to do things for me, like to take weight off my shoulders.
It doesn't matter, like you could have an assistant doing all those things and you wouldn't interpret it as love.
Right.
It's the act of making it special and saying, I'm gonna do this for you, baby.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I could do everything all day, but if I say, let me get you all set up on the couch.
That's what Jay likes to say, like, you want me to get you set up for the night? And literally all they do is bring me a glass of water and like put a blanket on the couch. And I'm like, ooh, it's a treat. Ooh, I'm being taken care of. I don't know. It's about like the communication around that and being like, what do you need? What can I do for you?
I would love to do something for you.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever been to couples counseling? If so, was it a good experience for you both? We happened to try a new therapist together, and she did not seem to understand, like, she didn't seem trans competent to me, and that, like, at that moment, I was like, nope, I don't like you. So everything else she did, I was like, wrong.
Okay, but what was the overarching theme?
I needed a job.
The overarching theme in that therapy session was basically that I'm right.
It's so funny you interpret that way. I don't interpret that way at all.
Really?
I mean, I remember moments. So basically, we went because we were having financial trouble, and like I was having a hard time getting a job and didn't want to get a job. And
for the first year we were together, Jay moved to Kansas, and I financially supported them. I was in a place where I could do that. I had been married, I had savings, my career had been doing extremely well.
Right, and so as relationships do, they ebb and flow. Finances ebb and flow, and we decided to go to counseling to figure out our communication around it and it did open my eyes to like Carissa's perspective.
And when when we went to that therapy session, I was in therapy and you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And now that has switched. I have stopped going to therapy and now Jay's in therapy. And I feel like that is kind of like how our whole life's gonna look.
It's just gonna look like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's normal.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I hope so. How do y'all's families feel about the other and how do you navigate that? There were also just a couple questions about what we do if our family doesn't agree with our love. First thing I think that is the most important thing to note is that Jay and I genuinely have perhaps the most supportive parents on earth.
Yeah.
Jay and I are not without stuff around our families and without trauma around things in our childhood and stuff. However, we connect very deeply in that we know for certain that our parents love the shit out of us, and not only do they love the shit out of us, they really, really like us. Like I'm gonna start crying because like I feel very much like that's a thing that really like gets us through, you know?
Yeah. We have very supportive families, and I feel like they are so open to learning and growing that I couldn't see them not being supportive of our love.
Right.
Though I know that that's a truth for like a lot of people.
Right. Jay doesn't have a lot of extended family. I have brothers and sisters. I also have something like 25 aunts and uncles, and on both collectively I have like 25 aunts and uncles and like something like 75 cousins. I definitely have family within that huge family that doesn't sway my way politically, and I think that it's hard because my family, even those people I know love me very much, but it's hard to love someone back when they believe in policies that can hurt you. Mm-hmm. So I definitely have some family that maybe I don't like agree with ideologically, but also when you have a family that's that fucking big, it's pretty easy to avoid people who you don't agree with. Right. So as for that's my extended family, but Jay and I's immediate family, my family loves the shit out of Jay. My parents, I mean, they just think Jay and I are a really great team.
Yeah. And my parents love Carissa as well. They haven't spent a whole lot of time with her, but they're very excited to, and they haven't met. Our families haven't met because I'm from Massachusetts, so my family's there. Carissa's is here in Kansas. But
they know all about each other. We talk about them to each other, and Jay's family's moving here soon, which is a really, really exciting thing, and they get to be a part of our, like, you know,
our circle.
Yeah.
What's one ordinary little thing that you know lights up the other person's day? If I get you water before you ask me, that's like such a nice, quick surprise that you love. Also,
and what do? I always go, "Oh, baby, thank you."
If I had a plan for dinner that you were excited about, like without you having to come up with it or do any of the work, even just thinking of like taking things off your plate, I feel like.
When you snuggle me in the morning.
Oh, she loves a kiss goodbye.
Yeah.
When I leave for work in the morning.
You didn't kiss me goodbye today.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, you did. One of the things that Jay loves deeply any time of day is if I go like this to them. And then just like invite them in for a little snuggle, I know that I can always like make them feel nice just by like giving them a little touch, smacking that ass, telling them they have a big old fat juicy ass.
You're so funny. That doesn't do anything for me.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's for you, baby.
I do like being sexualized a little bit.
One of the things that Jay loves is when I'm like, "You want me to take you for a drive?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love a country drive.
Yeah, Jay loves a drive. The next question is, do you ever worry everything seems too perfect to be true and will all come out from underneath you?
Yes.
This is a really important question, I think, especially for queer couples, and we talk about this a lot, and my answer to that is no, absolutely not. No.
You have worried about that.
I have, and I have worked really hard to reprogram about that. And I think that especially with queer love stories, there is this kind of narrative that like everything bad happens, right? And like something sad's gonna happen, and
tragedy. And it's gonna end in tragedy.
Yeah.
I've written about this. It's a thing. All the representation in the world of queer love, and even of fat love, to be honest, ends in tragedy.
Yeah, I think that is a common thing for people to feel when things are going very well. And the thing that I tell myself, and that I tell Jay when we talk about that stuff, is like, we deserve love. We are worthy of love. This life that we have built has been we didn't just luck into it. It has been earned, and we have worked hard for it, and we have worked hard for the relationships that we have built. And I think that helps kind of ground me. Neither of us like come from money or wealth or we come from different places of privilege, of course, in our lives, but we have really built something that like we get to be proud of. And you and I work really fucking hard on our relationship, and we get to be proud of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I like to tell myself too, every once in a while, to combat those thoughts about like, why would I get to have this? I just rephrase it and say something like, why not me? Like, why not you, Jay? Why can't you have these things?
Yeah.
If someone else was in your position doing all the things you were doing, you would tell them they deserve this.
Yeah.
So
it's so easy to feel like when you get something good, you're not deserving. And God damn it, I want that to like not be a thing we tell yourselves.
Yeah.
The next question is, who is the clean one? Who is the messy one? It depends. It depends who you ask.
Yep.
It depends what we're doing that week. I do if Jay is gone and the house is clean, I do extremely well keeping my environment clean. If there is a mess, I am extremely bad at adding on to the mess. I really my habits really mirror my environment a lot.
So what you're saying is all mess is Jay's fault?
No. I don't think so. I think that it's definitely there's puzzles on our table right now because I just haven't put the puzzles away, and there's no real reason for the puzzles to be out except that the puzzles were out, so now more puzzles need to be out. Just kind of, I do silly shit like that.
You know what I would say? Your mess is more about ADD brain.
Yeah.
And mine is filth.
You are definitely more what people typically think of as messy, I think. Yeah. Jay loves to leave their socks on the floor.
I don't love to. That's the thing.
Jay loves to. They love it.
It's something I'm working on.
I have ADD, and it's untreated by choice.
Your brain's doing it.
My brain's doing it. But most of the time in my life, I function pretty well. I know how to get help for the things like we have a cleaning person who comes occasionally and helps us dust and stuff like that, helps get our house back to a baseline. And those kinds of things, realizing that I really need that has been very, very helpful. But I am definitely one of those people who wakes up and is okay, I'm gonna do these tasks. And then I look around at the end of the day and I'm this task got started and this task got started, and there's a trail of tasks. And so yeah, I'm working on it, but don't look at my kitchen table right now.
I'm working on it.
Do you think your relationship is benefited by being somewhere rural, or they corrected themselves and said by rural I mean away from big cities, distractions, chaos?
Interesting. I would say off the top of my head, the first thought is financially it's easier living somewhere rural. And that's less stressful on the relationship.
I feel where we live is at a pace that allows us to be present.
Mm.
And it's actually like, I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't move to California, why I don't move to New York. Where we live is important to me. You can be quiet here, and you can get away from things here. You can, not see other people if you don't want to. That while I wouldn't say that that's like a value of mine. It is something that I feel like I need for my own like inner peace. On top of that, because we are in a place that is slower, I think we have a lot more time for each other. Like, it takes 10 minutes to get Jay to work.
Mm-hmm.
It is, we don't have commutes.
And I come home on lunch break, and
Yeah.
like we get to spend that time together. It's not a whole travel, commute, busy, rush. Plus, like when I was living in Mass, I had to have 3 jobs, like 2 to 3 part-time jobs,
Yeah.
in order to live, to afford living, and like the pay's better and stability. It feels like a lot of outside factors make us able to just like enjoy each other.
Right. I would not be a successful blogger if I lived in LA. I would be like barely fucking making it. But here, I'm doing pretty good for myself,
Yeah.
and we have a life that reflects that, and we are like secure and safe. So I think it's a big deal. I think it has made our life what it is, and I'm excited to add Jay's parents into it. So it's different, and I love it.
Yeah.
Lots of you asked if we want to have kids. Plans for kids. Someone said, come on, Jay has to have a kid.
What? Really?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh God, no. The world is tumultuous right now, so it makes me feel, it's been tumultuous for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's hard to imagine having that responsibility right now. I don't know. What do you want to say?
I think if someone dropped a baby off at our house today, we would be like, we are ready.
Yeah.
That is our baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I might start crying. I also think that like, when the world's all fucked up, it's really hard to take those steps toward adopting or fostering or doing those kinds of things. Sorry.
I have to apologize.
And it just makes things scary. Also, we have children that we love deeply in our lives, especially while everything's kind of crazy. Feels like maybe like our focus should maybe be on them. My niece is coming tomorrow because I've been helping homeschool her and stuff.
It's hard. The world feels really scary, and we're not sure if we're going to be able to be like legally married for how long. We don't know how adopting may change for queer couples. So it's a scary thing to think about right now. But yes, like Carissa said, if it was easy, like if we could accidentally get pregnant,
Right.
it would have been done.
Right. Yeah, we'd have a baby.
But yeah, if somebody was like, here, we need you to have this baby.
But I mean,
yes, I have names.
Right, as a queer couple, I don't necessarily want to carry a child. Jade doesn't want to carry a child. And that all of those pieces make the puzzle a lot. You have to think about it a lot more, quite honestly. You have to have a lot of forethought if you're planning those things, and having forethought into protecting a child when the world is so tumultuous right now feels really hard. So please go vote. That would be, we would appreciate you voting, specifically for Biden. Just go vote. That's
Right.
the most important part. I believe in all of you to make good choices. Yeah, it's hard. Someone also asked if we are aware of any rules around adopting and fatness. And there are obstacles around it. The foster system is very kind about it, and really, like, the foster system will let you foster kids anytime. Jay and I are not necessarily interested in fostering to adopt. We really believe in the foster system. being something that helps reunite children with their families, but it is something we've considered doing because more than like having having our baby, we just want to like nurture kids. And so fostering is probably the direction that we would go in, which I'm crying, but it's actually it makes me really happy to think about it. Adopting is something that would be difficult for Jay and I because of health clearances and stuff like that. BMI is a thing that adoption agencies look at. If you have a heart at all, please do not comment negatively on any of this stuff under this video because it's it's heartbreaking.
I'll do the comments for this.
Okay. I just think we'd be good parents.
Oh, we'd be not killer, stellar.
Killer parents. We'd be killers. I do love a good murder mystery. I just really love Jay too, raising a little person with Jay makes me happy. It makes me have happy feelings. And also, good God, fucking kids, man. Can you imagine being a parent through the pandemic?
No.
This shit feels so consuming. And we, like I said, we have kids that we love in our life. My best friend has 2 kiddos. My brother has 2 kiddos. And just supporting them as families sometimes feels like so much. Man, you really have to put your whole heart out there when you have a kid. And goddamn, look at me. Look at me. Fuck. If my heart was wandering around outside my chest, oh, I'd be a wreck. I'd be a mess. So, there's that. I always cry during these. I hate it. You know what? If I was doing this by myself, I wouldn't be crying, but it's you being sweet and helping me be vulnerable and rubbing my back right now and being looking at me it's okay.
You were crying before though.
No, you did this.
It's my fault.
This is a good one to help me stop crying.
Okay.
Do you do a lot of PDA?
No,
No.
not much at all.
Why?
Me?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? I don't know.
Do you think I'm sexy?
I think you're very sexy.
I know you do.
It's not about who I'm with, it's that I'm awkward and uncomfortable.
Jay doesn't like drawing attention to himself.
Right.
At all. And
it's a problem.
Jay's a big fucker. A lot of attention is drawn to Jay. I'm a big bitch.
Right.
If we start making out in public, shit's over.
It's true. It's it is a thing that I avoid because I have internalized that phobia.
Wow. Okay.
What?
That's, very honest. We'll end this session with what's your favorite thing about your partner?
You go.
Okay. My favorite thing about Jay is how easy they are to make laugh. I can make them laugh
You're so funny though.
all the time. You think I'm so funny. I'm so goofy. I'm not funny at all. And I this is so selfish. You should never give someone a compliment that's about you. But God damn it, you laugh at all my jokes. And also, you are so funny. I feel we laugh together so much. It's my favorite thing.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about Carissa is baby.
I'm on Lexapro. It's not that bad.
I would just say, I think, it's about me. But yeah, you're so smart. You are brilliant. I think you are a thought leader. And I learn a lot from you all the time.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's about you?
Because I'm learning. It's when men are you make me a better man. That's what I love about you. It's can't you love something about them? But,
you love my big brain.
I think you're brilliant.
Thanks. I think I'm brilliant too.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I've cried and
we've done some PDA for you.
Yeah, and my ego's been stoked, we are going to return to this video in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This is gonna become some kind of fucked up series, but
a fucked up series.
I think that the next video will be more about sex and relationships. So if you have any questions specifically about that hot topic, leave them down below If you like this kind of video, let us know. Also, I'll leave Jay's Instagram down below. And until next time, please make sure
you like, comment, and subscribe.
and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.